Hello everybody. Hi JEE English people, how are you? The mains attempts have started, and yes, the channel was not that active from a few days because I was not quite well from last few days. I was planning to take this yesterday or even day before yesterday, but I couldn't. All right, but it's never late. Even now there is time. I know that all the aspirants are going to be awake. Sir, so tomorrow first shift exam. Mapula, all the best. Don't worry. Okay, don't worry too much. Keep studying. Okay, don't think that tonight is the rest night. We have to relax or something. It's nothing like that. Keep studying. Keep preparing. And yeah, but in this session, I've bought some concepts, some last minute tips or last minute formulas, as well as last minute important type of concepts which are going to be there. I'm going to support you with that as much as I can for as long as I can. All right, so let's start. Okay, with some questions I'm going to brief you. I'm going to show you what all can be expected in your exam, what all type of questions are general type of questions which are coming in every attempt in 2025 also, in 2024 also. So with that, let's start, okay, without wasting any time. So in logarithm, one of the major category is that they give logarithmic equations, right? In every mains paper you are going to find some logarithmic equations. You should be very well aware with the laws of logarithm. Laws of logarithm should be very much clear in your heads, and after that only you can proceed with it. So let's try to a few questions so that will be brushed up how to attempt which type of questions. For example, these type of questions, right? These are the very basic or very easy type of questions, I must say, right? These are very easy type of questions. You can attend them very easily. Just take log on both the sides. So this 5 log of x base e whole square plus 3 will come in front. Log e base e will become 1, and this side will have 8 log x base e, right? So now you can see this is a quadratic equation in log x base e. You'll be asked to find the product of solutions, so you'll directly get solutions here and you can see the product. Now these type of questions also are very popular based on log. Again, no worries, equations will be there, but laws of logarithms will always help you. Apply them, take some substitutions. For example, over here you can see log of a base e, then we have a log of 2a, right, equal to log of b base e, then log of bc, right? This is what we have. So as soon as we'll take log over both the sides, what we can do is now give different substitutions. For example, this ln log a base e means ln a, and this side we have ln 2a, right? This side we have ln b and ln bc, right? So now open it, solve as much as you can. Ln 2 plus ln a, this will become, right, is equal to ln b multiplied with ln b plus ln c, it will become. Now take substitutions. Take ln 2 as something, take ln 2 as a, take ln or xy, let's solve it in xy, no, ln a, if we take ln of a as x, ln of b as y something, and ln c as z, and ln 2 also we can substitute, not a problem. You can do as many substitutions as you want. Concepts and questions for all chapters. Yeah, that's what we are doing. Sir, how long is this lecture? Beta, we'll talk as you can ask me your doubts, right? Wherever you're you're struggling somewhere, you won't brush up with the formulas of some specific topics. What I am doing is I'm going to give you the important varieties, important concepts which are constantly being used in JEE mains exams. Okay, so these type of question, as soon as you substitute, you'll find the values. Now in these type of cases where you're just supposed to solve, right, find the distinct positive numbers, basically solution of the logarithmic equation, there laws will help. Another variety in log will be like this, number of integral solution. whenever this thing is coming, right, whenever this thing is coming, so remember, if your log of a base b, suppose if log of a base b is given to you greater than equal to 0, this simply means that a and b, either two cases, case 1 which you need to solve is that your a and b both are greater than 1, okay, both are greater than 1, greater than equal to greater than equal to 1. And second case which you need to solve is a and b both are between 0 and 1, okay, they cannot be 0, but both are between 0 and 1. Only these two inequalities you are supposed to solve. Head and base both should be greater than 1, or either this case will suffice or this case will suffice. Only in this case your log of a base b will be greater than equal to 0. Are we clear? Can you try solving it? Just simple inequality you have to apply. Don't worry, because many students face difficulty in finding the integral solutions in case of log based questions. So just remember, this is what you are supposed to do. These two things you are supposed to do. Okay, are we clear? Shall we go ahead? Now let's come upon to trigonometry. Trigonometry basic fundas, formulas you should be very clear with, right? All the formulas I can also for example, here this is a simple question. You have sine. So simple questions are also going to be there. See, this is your 2024 questions only, 2024 question only, right? Very simple question. This is, there is nothing in this, right? So be confident while you are attempting trigonometric questions, and also know the formulas. All the formulas should be very thorough. Sine 90 plus theta, sine 90 minus theta, sine a plus sine b, sine a plus b. All these things should be very, very clear in your head. Have a look upon this question. Looks like a big trigonometric equation, right? But if you are confident with the formulas, what is this becoming? Cos square of something is equal to 1 plus tan square of something, right? That means cos square of something is equal to 1 plus tan square of something. Oh, sorry, sec square of something. Isn't it? Right? Now cos and sec, when are they equal? At 0. At 0 only they can be equal. So put this equal to 0, this equal to 0, you'll get your answer. Be confident in trigonometric equations and trigonometric questions. Cos and sec, right? Very simple this question is. Simple identity. Even if we were in 10th class, we knew that cos and sec will be equal at 0 only. In that case, we can just simply put it, right? So put this part equal to 0, you'll get a solution. Put this part equal to 0, you'll get a solution. What is the value of sin x? Sin x it is asking, so you can simply put cos square as 1 minus sin square and find the solution for it. Directly you'll be able to find it. Okay, some formulas. Have a look, have a glance on these. Most importantly, your tan a plus b, tan a minus b, cot a plus b and cot a minus b. These will be used a lot. Directly have a revision of these formulas, right? Have a look at them. Tan a plus b is tan a plus tan b upon 1 minus tan a tan b, tan a minus b is tan a minus tan b upon 1 plus tan a tan b, cot a plus b is cot a cot b minus 1 upon cot a plus cot b, and cot a minus b is cot a cot b plus 1 upon cot b minus cot a. Okay, now this particular format, right? Remember, if in exam anywhere, suppose you are getting an inverse trigonometric question, 1 plus some cos 2x is root 2 times, let's say, tan inverse of tan x. Question looks heavy, okay, but you should know, wherever I'm seeing 1 plus cos 2x or 1 minus cos 2x, right? My 1 plus cos 2x, just directly put 1 plus cos 2x as cos square x and 1 minus cos 2x as, so this is 2 cos square x, this is 2 sin square x. All right. Right, directly. So as soon as you put it here, you'll get cos x. This side you have root 2. Okay, so this will become, wait, yeah, this side we are going to get 1 plus cos 2x divided by 2 whole root, right? And this will be tan inverse of tan x. Correct? As soon as we are putting it, we are directly getting. Are you getting my point? Now this 1 plus cos 2x by 2, what will this become? Look from here. This formula only. If you forget also, this basic formula also, if you remember, no, cos 2 theta is equal to cos square theta minus sin square theta. So this will become, cos 2 theta will become 1 minus 2 sin square theta. If we just write cos square theta as sin square, 1 minus sin square theta, this will become this. And we can also write it as cos square theta minus 1 plus cos square theta. So 2 cos square theta minus 1. Now 1 plus cos 2 theta will be 2 cos square theta, and 1 plus cos 2 theta divided by 2 square root will be equal to cos theta. Right? That's what we are going to use over here. So these formulas will always work. Wherever you see 1 plus cos 2 theta, write it as 2 cos square theta. Wherever you see 1 minus cos 2 theta, directly write it as 2 sin square theta. Much of the question will already be solved without even worries. Like now here we'll write it as cos theta, and this side we have tan inverse of tan x. Right? Suppose they asked about number of integral solutions or number of solutions. You know cos graph. Now whenever two functions are equated, right, and you want to solve the number of solutions, solve with graph. You must know both the graphs. Tan inverse graphs goes like this, right? It goes like this. And your cos theta graph, right, some domain they'll give you. Let's say they gave you some minus 3 pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2 or something. So like this, you can see your tan inverse tan x graph is cutting, for example, at 2 times in that interval. So 2 integral solutions. If it is cutting in 3 times in that interval, 3 integral solutions. I'll remind again, once again, in inverse trigonometry, tan inverse tan x, sin inverse sin x, cot inverse cot x, and cos inverse cos x. These graphs you should know. Tan inverse tan x goes like this, right, in lines. Okay, your sine and cos goes with peaks like this. Sine inverse sin x and cos inverse cos x. Direct solutions you'll get in these cases if you remember the tan inverse tan x, sin inverse sin x, cos inverse cos x, and cot inverse cos x graphs. Do make a refreshment of the graphs of inverse functions, not cot inverse x. I'm asking about cot inverse cos x, sin inverse sin x, those type of graphs, right? Inverse functions. Okay, so yeah, sin 3 theta, cos 3 theta, direct questions on these formulas also are asked. Trigonometry questions will be easy if you can just revise at the last moment also. If you can revise all the formulas, trigonometric questions will not bother you as much. Be it inverse or be it normal trigonometry, both won't bother you as much. But remember the formulas, remember the basic things. This is the formula. Sin 3 theta is 3 sin theta minus 4 sin cube theta, and cos 3 theta is 4 cos cube theta minus 3 cos theta. Tan 3 theta will be 3 tan theta minus tan cube theta upon 1 minus 3 tan square theta. This is obtained by just dividing these both. If you can remember these two also, then also it is fine, right? You can do it in the exam. For example, these type of questions, right? This came in 2021. Sin theta plus cos theta is given to you equal to 1 by 2. And they're asking you sin 2 theta plus cos 4 theta sin 6 theta. Now, it is very important to know that what should I do? Shall I go with sin A plus sin B formulas? Right? Sin A plus sin B is also there. Or shall I go for 2 theta, 3 theta, this is 2 theta, this is 2 into 2 theta, this is 3 into 2 theta, that type of thing. So nothing, just start with whatever is given to you. For example, sin theta plus cos theta. Whenever sin theta plus cos theta is given to you in the exam, whatever it is given, right? All this will always give you 1 plus sin 2 theta. Why? Because squaring on both the sides. As soon as you square on both the sides, you'll get sin square theta plus cos square theta plus sin 2 theta, which will be equal to 1 by 4. You got sin 2 theta directly. Can you see? You got sin 2 theta 1 by 4 minus 1 minus 3 by 4. Suppose you got sin 2 theta, right? Okay, you got sin 2 theta directly. Now, how to reach from sin 2 theta to cos theta, right? How to reach from, just think how to reach from sin 2 theta to cos 2 theta. Just now we did one formula. 1 plus cos 2 theta is equal to 2 cos square theta, and 1 minus cos 2 theta is equal to 2 sin square theta. 2 sin square, half of this angle. So 1 minus cos 4 theta will become what? 2 sin square 2 theta. Correct? From here we'll get cos 4 theta. Once we got cos 4 theta, we'll apply sin 3 theta formula. Sin 6 theta will become what? Sin 3 theta formula, that means 3 sin 2 theta, right? 2 into 3, 1 by 3rd of this, minus 4 sin cube 2 theta. This also we'll get. So everything we are getting just from this one equation. right? Starting from this particular one equation only, all of these we can get. So these formulas, please go once again, go ahead and revise these formulas if you have forgotten, if you are not confident enough. Okay, algebra class we have taken already. Algebra, many important questions we discussed. All right, apart, if anything is left, I'll keep telling you during the session. This particular variety is being repeated again and again. Formula, remember the formula: cos of theta multiplied with cos 2 theta multiplied with cos 2 to the power 2 theta multiplied with cos of 2 to the power 3 theta, and so on till cos of 2 to the power n minus 1 theta, right? This product series is a special one. Its direct result is sine of 2 to the power n theta divided by 2 to the power n sine theta. Its direct result is given like this. Okay, this is the direct result. For example, this particular problem can be solved by this result only. Whenever you see a product series in sine or cos, for cos you can directly apply the formula. Sine series you'll have to convert into the cos series. For example, I want to write sine pi by 22 as cos, right? So I know sine of 90 minus theta is cos theta. I know this, right? So what am I going to do? What should I subtract from pi by 2 so that I should get pi by 22, right? This is how you are going to read. Now pi by 22 minus pi by 2 minus pi by 22, if you do, so you are getting 11 pi minus pi, that means 10 pi by 22. So your sine, for example, this thing you want to write, it can be written as sine 2 sine of pi by 2 minus 10 pi by 22. है ना? Correct only I did, no? 10 pi by 22. So this will become 11 pi minus 10 pi by 22. Yeah, right. So now this is exactly sine of pi by 22 only, but I've written it in different form. So this became your 2 multiplied with cos of 10 pi by 22. Right. Similarly, you can convert all of these. Convert all of these. This solution is not there. All right. Convert all of these. Convert all the angles in cos, and then just directly apply this particular formula: cos theta into cos 2 theta. They'll all be converted into this product series. Direct answer will be there. Okay. If you get a product series in cos or sine, that means it is directly implicating you to use this formula or the product series is in cos. If your series is given in sine, in terms of sine in the exam, like this question, right? Convert everything into cos by doing pi by 2 minus pi by 2 minus, and then apply the formula, right? So, okay, this is one thing. All right. Now the maximum and minimum value. I hope you remember this. The maximum and minimum value of a sine theta plus b cos theta. These are greater than equal to minus of a square plus b square and less than equal to positive of a square plus b square. They always revolve between these two values. Remember this concept. Okay. Yeah, for example, here you can use this. What are we getting? Sine of theta minus pi by 6, right? Maximum value of this for any real number you want to tell. The maximum value of this. So what are we going to do? 3 cos theta, sine of a minus b will apply. Sine a cos b minus cos a sine b. So 5 times this will just become simply, this will become 3 cos theta plus 5 times sine theta cos pi by 6 minus cos theta sine pi by 6. Right, from here what are we getting? 3 cos theta plus 5 cos pi by 6 cos root 3 by 2, 5 root 3 by 2 sine theta we are getting minus 5 and 1 by 2 minus 5 by 2 cos theta we are getting. Okay, now this you can take common, 3 minus 5 by 2, so 1 by 2, that means cos theta by 2 plus 5 root 3 sin theta by 2. And now its maximum and minimum value just by using minus of root a square plus b square to plus of root a square plus b square, you are directly going to get the maximum and minimum value of this particular function, right? Directly root 19 will be the maximum and minimum. Remember this concept, direct questions are asked based on this particular concept. This is the same question. This is again asking maximum and minimum value. Convert it into a cos theta plus b sin theta form, and then just apply negative of root a square plus b square and positive of root a square plus b square. Here you can simply do, you can take 1 cos theta, so 48 cos square theta plus 1, this will become, and this will become 48 sin square theta plus 1 square, and then use the same concept. Now these type of functions, suppose if in question you are getting a constraint that your theta is between 0 to pi by 2, and your expression is somewhat like this, sine to the power n theta plus cos to the power n theta, right? Very simple solution, right? Suppose you have some powers on sine and cos and your theta is between 0 to pi by 2. Now how to find the range, right? From where to where it will involve. So this type of function always has extreme points. Suppose this is your f of theta. Suppose this is your f of theta. Okay, function of theta for example. Now you just have to find f of 0 and find f of pi by 4. Small short tip. This is a short trick, very simple shortcut. This is, if you have some function like this, suppose for example sine to the power 5 theta plus cos to the power 5 theta we have, right? Sine to the power 5 theta plus cos to the power 5 theta. This function's minimum and maximum values will be at theta equal to 0 and theta equal to pi by 4. Always it will happen like that. Now which one is maximum and which one is minimum, that you'll have to find. So sine of 0 plus cos of 0, here we'll get 1. This is 1. And what is this value? Sine of pi by 4 to the power 5. 1 by root 2 to the power 5. So 1 by 4 root 2 and plus 1 by 4 root 2. That means 2 by 4 root 2, 1 by 2 root 2. Right? This will be the maximum, this will be the minimum value. Right? This will be the minimum. Right? This is smaller, this is greater. So this will be minimum, this will be maximum. Direct simple funda. Find the value at theta equal to 0. Find the value at theta equal to pi by 4. Those only will be the maximum and minimum. And this only can give you directly the range. Right? 1 to 1 by 2 root 2. So this is going to be the minimum because this is smaller, and this is going to be the maximum. Sometimes it can also happen that at pi by 4 you are getting maximum and at 0 you are getting minimum, but you have to check only on these two values. No need to worry about anything else. Right? For example, this was 1 by 4. The power can be anything. Always check at 0 and at pi by 4. Check which one is greater, which one is smaller. Direct, this thing will always work without any doubt. Okay, sin c plus d, sometimes useful, right? Directly you can apply these formulas and get answers in your question. Have a glance at these formulas also. Let's have a glance at these quickly. Sin c plus sin d is 2 sin c plus d by 2 cos c minus d by 2. Sin c minus sin d is 2 cos c plus d by 2 sin c minus d by 2. Similarly, cos c plus cos d is 2 sin c plus d by 2 sin c minus d by cos c plus d by 2 cos c minus d by 2. And cos c minus cos d is a little bit different. It is sin c plus d by 2 and sin of c minus d by 2, or you can root. If you are using sin c minus d by 2, then you have to use a minus over here, or you can use sin of d minus c. This is a little tricky, so sometimes they can ask a simple question based on this formula. From product to sum, very useful. Many times questions are asked on the basis of product to sum formulas. Sum to product are not that useful, but product to sum many times they ask. Right? Simple also, 2 sin a cos b. 2 sin a cos b will be sin of a plus b plus sin of a minus b. 2 cos a sin b will be sin of a plus b minus sin of a minus b. Cos a cos b, 2 cos a cos b. Here it's not 2 cos a cos a. Cos a cos b will be cos a plus b plus cos a minus b. and 2 sin A sin B will be cos of A minus B minus cos A plus B. Directly I can show you some questions. For example, these type of questions, value based questions especially, are going to be asked from this particular category. So here we need to find 2 sin 12 degree minus sin 72 degree, for example. What we will do, sin 12 degree, we'll break it into two parts, plus sin 12 degree minus sin 72 degree. Right now on this part we can apply sin A minus sin B. By any other method you try solving it, it will take much more time. Right now here you can apply sum to product, right? Sin C minus sin D, this formula, sin C minus sin D, cos of C plus D by 2, cos of sin of C minus D by 2. So this will become sin 12 degree plus 2 cos of 12 plus 72, 84 by 2, that means 42 degree, sin of C minus D by 2, that means 12 minus 72, 60 by 2, 30 degree, right? 30 is a good angle, and sin of negative is negative, so here we'll get a negative sign. Here we'll get a negative sign. Sin of minus theta is minus sin theta. So here we'll get a negative sign, and sin 30 we know 1 by 2. So this 1 by 2 will cancel with this 2. And now again we are getting a formula, right? Again sin 12 minus sin 48 we are getting, not cos 42, sin 48 we are getting. Cos 42, you can convert cos 42 by doing pi minus 48, na? Pi by 2 minus 48. So convert it into sin, and then sin C minus sin D again being applied. Directly you will be getting value. Okay. Now these type of questions, they'll give you a series kind of thing. What you need to do is use this part and try to convert it into this form. That's it. For example, I'll give you, for starters I can tell you, for example, cos cube theta is your 4 cos cube theta minus 3 cos theta, right? And here you can do sin 2x. So sin 2x, right, 2 sin x cos x we can use, right? What are you supposed to do is, you have to break this complete expression as the sum only, nothing else, as the sum of things, sum of sine. For example, suppose after solving this, you are getting something like this, 3 by 4 sine theta minus 1 by 4 sine 2 theta plus sine 3 theta, something like this, plus something. Okay, suppose you got this, then what does this mean? Sine r theta's coefficient is ar, so sine theta's coefficient is 3 by 4. So this is 3 by 4 sine theta, right? So your a1 became sine theta. A3, for example, A3 is coefficient of sine 3 theta. So A3, this is your A1, A3 will be what? A3 will be 1 because coefficient is 1, right? Suppose you got sine 2 theta coefficient, A2 you want to calculate. So here A2 will be what? Minus 1 by 4 will be your A2. This is what these type of questions will mean. You use this and solve, use the formulas and convert them into just a simple sum series. This, when you solve, no, this you multiply and apply the product formulas. This will come as a sum series of sine, from where you can find the coefficients. Very popular type of questions nowadays. Then the sine and cos arithmetic series. Trigonometric series, basically only 2 series are important for you. Have a quick revision. Sine A plus sine A. Suppose in sine you are getting an AP. So the sum of these terms where the angles are occurring in AP, in that case your sum will be sine of ND by 2 divided by sine of D by 2 multiplied with sine of A plus N minus 1 D by 2. Similarly in cos also this type of series will work, right? Cos of A plus D plus cos of A plus 2D plus. So this will also be sine of ND by 2 upon sine D by 2, but here cos of A plus N minus 1 D by 2 will be there. And here sine of A plus N minus 1 D by 2 will be there. Sometimes directly they might give you a sum series of sine and cos, and you just have to observe that there is an AP being formed in the angles. If the sum series is of cos, then same formula here, it will be cos. If the sum series is in sine, then same formula here, there will be a sine. Are we clear? Okay. Some specific cases, in specific cases these things will work. What is the specific case? If the angles, right, are of a triangle such that a plus b plus c is equal to pi, then these things work. Directly you might get to use these in the questions. Sine 2a plus sine 2b plus sine 2c is equal to 4 of sine a sine b sine c when a plus b plus c is equal to pi. Remember these. Now tomorrow is exam, so remember the important things at least. Okay. Cos 2a plus cos 2b plus cos 2c is -1 -4 cos a cos b cos c. Sin a plus sin b plus sin c will be 4 times of cos a by 2 cos b by 2 cos c by 2. Directly applicable. Tan a plus tan, this you must have read somewhere, right, while solving questions, that tan a plus tan b plus tan c is equal to tan a tan b tan c in case of a triangle, when a b c are angles of triangle. Similarly this also, tan a by 2 tan b by 2 plus tan b by 2 tan c by 2 plus tan c by 2 tan a by 2 will be equal to 1. Many times you have seen questions directly from here, right? Trigonometry, remembering is the key. Okay. In case of inverse, for example, these type of questions, maximum and minimum value, very general type of questions, many times they repeat. This particular format has repeated so many times I can't tell you. Here for example, what are they asking you? The fx, the value of tan of m minus m, maximum and minimum value they are asking you. So see, your sin x, look at the inner function, right? Your sin x plus cos x, for example, sin x plus cos x. Now this will, what will be the maximum and minimum value over here? Try to think. Just now we studied that if there is no restriction on angle, then the maximum and minimum value will be square root of minus of square root of a square plus b square, that is root 2 minus root 2 2 root 2. But in this question, if you see, there is a restriction. Your x is between 0 to pi by 2, and in that case what do we do? In that case what do we do? If your theta is between 0 to pi by 2, in that case you check the value of the function at 0 and at pi by 4. At 0 its value will be 1. At pi by 4 the value will be 2 by root 2. Right, 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2. So sin x plus cos x will revolve between 1 to 2 by root 2. Now next thing, always remember which type of function in the domain where is tan inverse increasing or decreasing, right? So in 0 to pi by 2, if you remember from this goes like this, no, minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So in 0 to pi by 2 tan inverse is an increasing function, and if it is an increasing function you can apply the function without changing the inequality. That's what we do, no? If there is a function which is increasing function, right, if x2 is greater than x1, then we say right, f of x2 will also be greater than f of x1. That's what we say. That's what we have to do in these type of questions also. So tan inverse is increasing between 0 to pi by 2, so directly apply the function and inequality will remain same. So tan inverse of 1, tan inverse of sin x plus cos x less than tan inverse of 2 by root 2 is 1 by root 2 only, no? 2 root 2 by 2. So root 2 only. Tan inverse of root 2. This is tan inverse of root 2. Okay. Tan inverse of 1 we know, pi by 4. Right. And this is what we need to find, less than equal to tan inverse of root 2. Now, this is your minimum, this is your maximum. Right. Now it is asking you tan of m minus m. So simply apply the formula tan of m minus m means tan of pi by 4 minus tan inverse root 2, which will be root 2 only, tan of tan inverse root 2, right? This is tan inverse root 2. Here the angle is tan inverse root 2. We don't know the value. Divided by 1 plus tan inverse root 2 into pi by 4. Okay. Done. Right, this is your answer. So I think this will become your 3 plus 2 root 2 will your answer be. Right, tan of tan inverse root 2, this value will become root 2, 1 plus root 2 pi by 4. Directly you are getting your answers. Just a minute. Hi Kiran, how are you? Prepared for tomorrow? Done? Okay. These type of questions, never be afraid, rationalize and solve. Right? If you see irrational type of things inside the inverse function, rationalize and solve. Always remember, tan inverse of one angle can be converted into another angle. Tan inverse of 4 by 3, for example. What does this mean? Tan inverse of 4 by 3, let's say, is equal to some theta. So tan theta, this means, is equal to 4 by 3. And this means your sin theta is equal to 4 by 5 and cos theta is equal to 3 by 5. So your sin inverse theta will be equal to what? That's what I'm saying. So your tan inverse of 4 by 3 is equal to sin inverse of this thing, 4 by 5. Right? So suppose you want in cos, you know cos, and here you want in cos, because cos of cos inverse will directly give you the angle. So convert this into cos. Right? This will become cos inverse of 3 by 5. This will become cos inverse of 3 by 5. Similarly, tan inverse of 4 by 3 will also become sin inverse of 4 by 5. Right? Now the values will become cos inverse of 3 by 10 multiplied with cos of cos inverse 3 by 5. So 3 by 5 here. Right? Plus 2 by 5 multiplied with sin of sin inverse of 4 by 5. Trigonometric is outside. So this will directly become 4 by 5. Okay? Will you remember all these things? Simple. Solve like this. Now comes domain of trigonometric functions. So here you have, in these type of questions are also very popular. So keep satisfying one by one. For example, you need a positive thing inside the root. So your log of this sin inverse x base pi by 4 minus 1, first of all, this should be greater than equal to 0. First inequality formed. Solve this. Now after this, your log head, the number over here, sin inverse x, should be greater than 0. Okay, and this is your second, this is first inequality, this is second inequality, this also should be satisfied. So sin inverse x graph you can use over here, or without this also it will work. Now x in sin inverse, what is the domain of x? Minus 1 to 1, right? Minus 1 to 1, correct ji? So now your answer, whatever you are getting from here and here, should be intersected with this finally. That will be your final answer. That will be your domain. Right? Solve like this. Solve this, then this. So sin inverse x from here we are getting should be equal to 1 plus, should be greater than equal to pi by 4. So check in this interval from minus 1 to 1, where is sin inverse x greater than equal to pi by 4? Right? Remember the graphs of sin inverse and cos inverse. Sin, cos and cot, sin, cos, tan and cot. Go through, revise once all the graphs of sin inverse, cos inverse, tan inverse and cot inverse especially. Okay, negative values. So remember, sin inverse of negative x is equal to negative sin inverse x. Similarly, tan inverse of negative x is equal to negative tan inverse x, and we have cosec inverse of negative x is also equal to minus of cosec inverse x. This works on these. Remaining everything, cos inverse of negative x will be pi plus cos inverse x. Right, and your sec and the remaining function cot will also work like this. Okay, these formulas directly, these are all PYQs, asked questions only this year or last year. Directly you will be able to solve if you remember simple basic trigonometric, inverse trigonometric formulas also. If you just brush up at the last moment, you can do these type of questions. This, there is a minus over here. This is nothing. Sin inverse of x whole square minus cos inverse of x whole square is equal to a. This is what this is asking. So this will again become sine inverse of x plus cos inverse of x, sine inverse of x minus cos inverse of x, right? And you are going to get sine inverse of x minus cos inverse of x. Now here you need to remember the formula: sine inverse of x plus cos inverse of x is equal to pi by 2, right? Similarly, tan inverse of x plus cot inverse of x is also equal to pi by 2, and sec inverse of x plus cosec inverse of x also is equal to pi by 2. So this will have two factors. One factor will become this, which will be equal to pi by 2. So sine inverse of x minus cos inverse of x will become equal to 2 by pi. And then again you replace cos inverse of x as pi by 2 minus sine inverse of x. One equation in sine inverse of x will be created, and that you can solve very easily. Sir, will you make dedicated videos for all chapters for advanced? Heisenberg, yeah, I'm planning to. For actually, whatever is not included in mains, whatever we don't study in mains, for example, number of distinct tangents and distinct normals in parabola, in conics, and in vectors we don't study about planes. In probability we don't study about many topics while preparing for mains. In 3D also we don't study about planes and all. In differential equations there are some formats and there are some forms which we don't study in mains preparations, especially the exact forms and the related problems to that. So those things I'm planning that I can bring up dedicated sessions only for advanced concepts and questions based on them. I've planned something like that, don't worry. Okay ji. So this equation is being formed in cos inverse and you have the direct solution. Chaliye. Now okay, right, so this though you must know, right? X, suppose we have tan inverse of, now these type of questions, for example, I can tell you a short trick for solving these type of questions. What is written over here? X times tan inverse of 2x upon 1 minus x square, right, plus cot inverse of 1 minus x square by 2x equal to pi over 3, right? This is written. This only, no? Yeah. Now, you here what formula is being used? Your sine inverse of 1 by x is always equal to cosec inverse of x without any trouble, right? Without any trouble. Similarly, your sec inverse okay, cos inverse of 1 by x is equal to sec inverse x. Without any trouble, you can use this. But in tan and cot, there is a trouble, right? Tan inverse of 1 by x is equal to cot x when x is greater than 0. If your x is less than 0, then this is minus pi plus cot x, right? This is important over here. And on this third one only, many questions are framed or formed. Okay, on this basis of this third one. Now, same thing with cot also. Cot inverse of x 1 by x will be equal to tan x if x is greater than 0. Otherwise, it will be equal to pi plus tan x if x is less than 0. So over here we have an interval for minus 1 to 1. So we have to solve this by taking two intervals from minus 1 to 0 and then 0 to 1. So from minus 1 to 0 when we are moving, right, when we are moving from minus 1 to 0, in this case your x is negative, right? So in this case, for this case, this will remain same, tan inverse of 2x by 1 minus x square. Acha, solve for x. This x is not there. This is just solve for x, right? Plus this will become pi plus tan inverse of, this is 1 minus x square by 2x. So tan inverse of 2x by 1 minus x square, right? This will be this, equal to pi by 3. Or 2 tan inverse x formula you can directly use over here, right? 2 tan inverse x. So tan inverse, this same thing will come outside, right? Now if we are solving, suppose for x less than 0, sorry, x greater than 0 and smaller than 1, positive x, in that case same thing without this pi will be included. So in two steps you'll have to solve it in two intervals. Remember, especially for tan inverse 1 by x equal to tan x is for x greater than 0. Otherwise it is minus pi plus cot x. Okay. These type of questions, if you are able to do the substitutions, for example, in this question, if you take x is equal to tan theta, now your 2x divided by 1 plus x square, this will become directly sin 2 theta. Correct? 1 minus x square divided by 1 plus x square. That means 1 minus tan square theta upon 1 plus tan square theta, which is nothing but cos 2 theta. Okay. Which is nothing but cos 2 theta. Okay. And 2x by 1 minus x square, this is tan 2 theta. 2 tan theta upon 1 minus tan square theta is tan 2 theta. So one substitution can resolve your problem very fast. Remember these type of steps. If you are getting an inverse trigonometric equation, carefully observe the inner angles. If you can do any substitution, that will solve your problem much faster. Chaliye, let's go ahead. Acha, these algebra questions we have already done in one earlier session. So let's move on to the next thing. What happened? Oh, just a second. Now one algebra question I'm telling you, which is asked very frequently, and how to solve it. There is a direct trick to solve it. For example, they give you a question like this. For example, let's say something like this will be there. 5 of 5 times A, let's say, plus 12 times B plus 13 times C. Okay. Let's say this is equal to something. Let's say this is equal to some 54. Okay. Let's say this is equal to some 54. This is what they'll give you, and they'll ask you find least value of A square plus B square plus C square. This type of question is frequently asked. How are we going to approach it? Any thoughts? Any suggestions? We generally study this in vectors, right? A plus B plus C mod whole square, and then we'll solve by taking some substitutions, and then we'll be solving it. But there is a direct approach also for solving these type of questions. With this approach, you can solve it in, just clicks. So the approach says that U1 V1, it is I don't remember the names, Cauchy-Schroff's some formula, some theorem it is. What was the name? I forgot. Okay, listen to the theorem first. U1 V1 plus U2 V2 plus U3 V3 whole square, right, is always less than equal to U1 square plus U2 square plus U3 square multiplied with V1 square plus V2 square plus V3 square. This is the theorem. This is always true. Okay, this is the theorem. How do we use this in these type of questions? Otherwise, these questions you'll get lost while solving these. So, sir, can you teach for VID triple exam? Okay, Sandeep, I'll think of that as well. So this type of thing you can use. Now here what you can do is, for example, 5a plus 12b plus 13c it is. So this expression is nothing but 5a plus 12b plus 13c, right? your u1, u2, u3 is 5, 12 and 13. v1, v2, v3 is a, b and c. Okay, this will always be, the square of this will always be less than u1 square plus u2 square plus u3 square, that means 5 square plus 12 square plus 13 square, multiplied with a square plus b square plus c square. Directly we are getting the minimum value of your a square plus b square plus c square, because this thing we already have, no? This is nothing but 54 square. 54 square divided by this thing, 5 square plus 12 square plus 13 square, right, will always be less than equal to this a square plus b square plus c square. So this approach, this will always work. Anything like this, if you see in exam, try that. You can use this and your answer will be there hardly in 15-20 seconds. Very useful. Many times Cauchy-Kirchhoff's or Cauchy-Schroff, some theorem is that. It is, I don't remember the exact name of it. We study these type of questions in vectors, but these questions can easily be solved objectively like this, very easily. Remember this approach, right? Didn't reveal my name. ठीक है. Okay, चलिए. Now, okay, these things तो we have done. What else I want to remind. Okay, just a moment. Algebra, a part, if you have any doubt, you ask me, but because we have done a lot of questions on the channel on algebra already, that's why I'm skipping those questions. I'm bringing a few other things. Acha, expansion series, right? Binomial theorem, limit, all those will be easily solved using the expansion series. So I'll just make you revise all the expansion series also. Just have a look at them. Or it's better I'll write. So expansion series of e to the power x, right? First of all, 1 plus x square by 2 factorial plus x cube by 3 factorial plus x4 by 4 factorial, and it will go like this. So in many questions, e, for example, suppose you want to expand e will become 1 plus 1 plus 1 by 2 factorial plus 1 by 3 factorial plus 1 by 4 factorial, because x is 1. E square will be 1 plus 2 plus 4 by 2 factorial plus 8 by 3 factorial plus 16 by 4 factorial and so on, right? This is e to the power x. Suppose in some question in limits you are solving and you want to expand and then solve, then just have a glance at all the expansion series also. Ln of 1 plus x, right? Ln of 1 plus x will go like this: x minus x square by 2 plus x cube by 3 minus x to the power 4 by 4 plus x to the power 5 by 5 and so on, right? Then comes sin x expansion series. Sin x expansion series, x minus this will go like this: 1 minus x square by it will go like this, right? Minus plus minus, this will become minus, and cos x will start with x minus x cube by 3 factorial plus x to the power 5 divided by 5 factorial minus x to the power 7 divided by 7 factorial, like that. I'll show you in the document once, right? These are the 4 expansion series which you should remember because they'll be used in many of the questions. Directly use. Expansions. Greatest term, smallest term questions. Solve one or two so that you'll be well practiced. In quadratic equation, rational roots question. Rational roots will be obtained when b square minus 4ac you have to make complete square, and a, b, c are rational. Remember these small things. Nice snap par. I swapped. Acha. Cos will start with -1. Yes, I swapped both of these. Sorry. Yes, this will be cos x, this will be sin x. So this should wait चले भाई, too many slides यार. ठीक है. Okay, fine. I'm not able to find the document of that right now. Let's move at the other things. Angle bisectors of lines. This year there was a question, but generally we don't study it in main syllabus. That's why the thing is that we don't remember. But there was this question this year. We just had to write the angle bisector equation. So suppose there are two lines and you want to write the angle bisector equation of it. This is how you write, right? Two lines and their angle bisector. So a1x plus b1y plus c1 divided by a square plus b square. These are for if your product of lines is greater than 0, right? Suppose you want to find the equation of angle bisector, right? This is how you are supposed to write. Very simple formula it is. Very simple formula it is. If the product of lines is greater than 0, both if the point is on same sides of the line, then this will be the equation. If opposite side, that means product is less than 0, then here there will be a minus, nothing else. Here there will be a minus added, nothing else. Okay. In lines, in straight lines, what else can I tell you? Position of line, right? Remember that suppose if there is a point x1, y1 and there is a point x2, y2. Position of points in line, and this line is ax plus by plus c equal to 0. So if you want the point to be on opposite side of the lines, in this case for example, ax1 plus by1 plus c multiplied with ax2 plus by2 plus c, this product will be less than 0. Right? If the points are on either sides. If this is greater than 0, then the points are on same side. Right? If this is less than 0, then points are on opposite sides. Study तो गया, अभी कर लेना, कल एग्जाम है. हाँ ठीक है. Okay. Products less than 0, greater than 0, like that. Now one question I wanted to show you in straight lines. Where is that question here? Revise this question at the reflection and all those questions. If you have any problem, I can make you revise. Right? Reflection based questions of straight lines are very common. Every attempt there will be one question from reflection point of view of lines. Yeah, this question I was talking about. Okay, look at this question. This has high chances of coming. This was last year in both the attempts. The same category of question was there. So this year in first attempt this question was not there. So sum of first n terms and first n square terms and first n cube terms. Sum of first n terms sigma n is nothing but n into n plus 1 divided by 2. Okay, Heisenberg. N square is your n into 2n plus 1. Sorry, n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 divided by 6. Sum of n cube, first cube of natural numbers is n into n plus 1 divided by 2 whole square. Okay, these are the things. Okay. Bhai, this is very important. This is going to play a major role in your this thing, sequence and series. This you'll need everywhere. Right? These are the formulas. Yeah, the question which I was talking about. This question. Okay. How will we solve it? Just have a look. Find the equation of straight line passing through -2, -7 and having an intercept of length 3 between the straight lines this and this. You want, these are two parallel lines first of all. Okay, so let's say this is your 4x plus 3y equal 12, and let's say this is your 4x plus 3y equal to 3, right? Now what is it saying? Equation of straight line which passes through -2, -7 and makes an intercept of length 3. That means this intercept. They are talking about this particular intercept. This intercept. This intercept's length they'll give you as 3. Okay. And they'll ask you equation of this line. So you don't have anything right now on this line. Right? You just have one point. And you know that this length is of 3 units. Okay. Now, can you find this length? You can easily find this length. This will be C1 minus C2 divided by square root of 4 square plus 3 square. That means 25. So this will become your 9 over 5. 9 over 5. This distance will become 9 over 5. Okay. Now, if this is 9 over 5, this is 3. What will be this? This will be right angle. Obviously, perpendicular distance we are finding. So, this is 9 over 5, this is 3. So, 3 square minus 9 square by 5 square. That will give you 9 multiplied with 25 minus 81 divided by 25. So, this will become 225 minus 81. 144 by 25. Right? So 12 divided by 5 you are getting. This distance is coming as 12 by 5. Now if this is 12 by 5, you can find this theta. You will find this theta. This theta, tan of this theta will be 9 by 5 by 12 by 5. 9 by 5 upon 12 by 5. So that will give you 9 by 12. That means 3 by 4. Right? Tan theta, tan of this theta will be equal to 3 by 4. Is this tan theta the slope? No, if you take this as the slope, the question will go wrong. This is just the angle between this line and this line, this theta. Okay. Now, what is tan theta over here? In this case, tan theta is your minus 4 by 3. Correct? Minus 4 by 3 is your tan theta over here. Now, angle between these two lines, angle between this line and this line. What is the angle? Angle between, tan of angle between these two lines will be equal to tan of this line minus tan of this line. That means 9 by 5, minus 4 by 3 minus slope of this line. We don't know the slope of this line, divided by 1 plus this into this. That means 1 minus 4 by 3 m. Now what will you do? By this you will be able to find the slope of this line, this m. This tan theta is what? This tan theta is 3 by 4. Right? This tan theta is 3 by 4, which is the angle, tan of the angle between this line and this line. Angles formula is m1 minus m2 upon 1 plus m1 m2. That you will apply to form this particular situation. Okay, and solve it. Okay, alright. So you'll get m from here. From here, if you get m, slope you have, point you have, you can easily give the equation of the line. Many students face problem in this type of question. That's why I gave. Okay, and now another important concept is, suppose you are given a equation of directrix of parabola. Okay, suppose some equation is there and then you are supposed to find the focus. Okay, now here remember how to do it. You use this line slope. This will be perpendicular. Suppose this is m1. So this will be minus 1 by m1. This slope will be minus 1 by m1. And if you are getting any point from x1, y1, if you are going, suppose this is your x comma y, right? Here you are going to use the concept. Suppose this is your x comma y, right? This is your x comma y, right? And this distance is r distance. So this distance you will always know. Distance between directrix and focus by the equation of parabola itself you will be able to get. This point, how will you get? Find the foot of perpendicular. Find this foot of perpendicular from x1 plus r cos theta will be this point. Right? x1 plus r cos theta will be the x coordinate of this point. And y1 plus r sin theta will be the y coordinate of this time. This particular concept comes from your straight lines. So use it like this. If directrix is given to you and you want the equation of axis, or you want to find or locate some point on the axis, then use this, right? In parabola, one more thing, t1 into t2 will be equal to -1. Your sum of focal distances, focal distance will be 8t1 square plus 1 by t1 square. These formulas, brush up again, right? Apart from that, one important property of ellipse which you should know, which is being used nowadays in many questions. The property says like this. Suppose you have the ellipse, okay? This property we usually forget, but remind yourself of it before we go for the exam. Suppose there is a tangent, right? This is the tangent, right? And we have two foci. Suppose this is some -1, this is 1, 1, right? The concept is that if you drop perpendiculars, right? If you drop the perpendiculars on the tangent of the ellipse from the two foci, let's say this is P1, this is P2, right? So P1 multiplied with P2, length of P1 multiplied with length of P2 will always be equal to B square, the square of the semi-minor axis. Right, the square of the semi-minor axis. This is concept which is very commonly being used nowadays in many questions. For example, I'll give you a question. In 2025, we saw a question related to it, and earlier also. The concept is somewhat like this: that suppose -1, 1 and 1, 1 are the two foci of ellipse. Are the two foci of ellipse, okay? And let's say some line x plus y equal to 5 is a tangent to ellipse, right? Is a tangent to ellipse. Although tangent based questions are out of syllabus, but this particular question is not of tangent. This is based on a property, right? So what you are going to do in this case, just draw perpendicular from these 2 points on the line. Product of both the perpendiculars will give you value of b square, right? And distance between the two foci, that means AE, 2AE is already there with you. Using the distance formula you can find over here, right? So P1, P2 will be equal to b square. Directly use this. Many places this is being used. In circle, remember the tangent with slope m. Tangents normals are not there in the syllabus, that's why we don't study, but some particular concepts I'm telling you which they might ask you from tangents part only. Sir, can you revise all the types of centers like orthocenter, incenter and circumcenter? Very good, okay. Tangent with slope m two circles. What will be the equation? Right, y is equal to mx plus r square root of 1 plus m square. This will be the equation, right? This will be the equation of this tangent. If you don't get any question, if you don't remember the tangent, slope or anything, just derivate and find the slope and make the equation, right? Property based questions are very much expected this time in your mains. Orthocenter, circumcenter, and so formulas are only for two things. Centroid, there is a formula. Centroid is there is a formula. Centroid is the point where all the three medians intersect, right? All the three medians intersect, and this formula is very simple. Suppose this is your x1 y1, x2 y2 and x3 y3, right? So your this point x coordinate will be just x1 plus x2 plus x3 divided by 3, and this point's y coordinate will be y1 plus y2 plus y3 divided by 3. Right, now in center, suppose this is A side, this is B side, this is C side, right? Actually it should be, this is B side, let's say this is C side, right? So in center formula is A times x1 plus B times x2 plus C times x3 divided by A plus B plus C, right? And similarly y coordinate, which will be A y1 plus B y2 plus C y3 divided by A plus B plus C. This is incenter and your centroid. Now circumcenter and orthocenter. Right, let's see a question on this. For example, this question is there. Okay, how to find the orthocenter? This is your triangle, let's say. Yeah, right. This is orthocenter, means where all altitudes intersect. Right, where all altitudes intersect. So here, what you need to do, it is saying, for example, alpha beta is your orthocenter. Alpha comma beta is your orthocenter, and vertices are there given to you 3 comma minus 7, right, minus 1 comma 2, and 4 comma 5, right, and 4 comma 5. You need to find alpha comma beta. Orthocenter, always simple concept, always very simple concept of orthocenter, that your slope of this line multiplied with slope of this line will give you a minus 1. So slope of, for example, let's say this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D, this is E, this is F. So slope of AD, if I want to write, it will become beta plus 7 divided by alpha minus 3. This multiplied with slope of BC. These two are perpendicular lines, so multiply this slope with this slope and put minus 1. This slope will become 2 minus 5 divided by minus 1 minus 4. This product will become minus 1. From here you will get one equation in alpha beta. Right? Same thing do with some other two sides. For example, let's say do it over here. So in this side, the slope of your BE will become what? Beta minus 5 divided by alpha minus 4. Multiplied with slope of AC. Slope of AC is 2 plus 7 divided by minus 1 minus 3. This product you put equal to minus 1. One equation in alpha beta you'll get from here. One equation in alpha beta you'll get from here. Solve these two, you'll get alpha beta. Very simple. Circumcenter, in fact, even no problem. Circumcenter, just put this distance equal to this distance. Okay, and circumcenter radius will always bisect the chord. Right? Circumcenter, remember, circumcenter means these two things. Either you can equate these two distance, or you can use this foot of perpendicular to bisect the third side, the opposite side. Circumcenter questions will be very rare. Don't worry about it. Okay, chaliye. Okay, chaliye. Now, family of circles. Suppose, although family of circle, tangents again. How will they ask? Suppose a line is touching a circle. Right? Suppose you want to write the equation of a circle. Equation of circle which touches a line ax plus by plus c equal to 0 at some point x1 comma y1. What will be the equation of this circle? So equation of this circle, how will you write? This point you will take as the center, right? So equation will become x minus x1 whole square plus y minus y1 whole square, right? Without any radius, plus lambda times this line ax plus by plus c. This will be your equation of circle. Many times questions come like this. Find the minimum distance between a line which is touching the circle and the y-axis, intercept between the y-axis, or line, a constant circle is touching two curves, or one line and one curve. In that case, this thing will help a lot. Directly write the equation of the circle. This will give you directly the equation of the circle. Then satisfy the points which are given to you in the question based on that. Right? Very important concept, can be used. Very shortly you will be able to solve in this case. One more variety which is asked from parabola is number of distinct normals. Number of distinct, but I think not this will be too much. This cannot come in mains, right? This does not come in mains. Number of normals will study in your advanced part. And now this thing is done. Okay, so in conic sections, the important things, important type of questions we have seen. enter this thing, normal form of line. Normal form of line, please revise once again. Normal form of line, suppose this particular length is given to you. Let's see one question. Yeah, kahan gaya? No. Okay, leave it. I'll tell you which type of question I'm talking about. The normal form of straight line. Suppose this distance is given to you. Let's say this is P and this is alpha angle. So equation of your line becomes x cos of alpha plus y sine of alpha is equal to P. Right? This is your normal equation. Normal is this line. The length of normal is P. Angle the normal is making with the line is alpha. Questions come like this. Suppose they'll ask you that a line from origin is at some distance from a line is at some distance from the origin. This P will be given to you. Okay, this P will be given to you, and the normal is making an angle. Angle will also be given to you. So use this particular equation in that case. This is also commonly being used. Commonly used, right? Remember this. Reflection based question, remember that you have to find the image, and that is the only way of solving the reflection based questions, right? Find the image of the reflected rays point on the extended incident ray, and directly you'll be able to crack the question without any worries. Locus based questions, I hope you'll be able to solve. We have practiced a lot in coordinate geometry. Now let me see if any important thing is remaining over here. Yes, intercepts, length of intercepts. Use the formulas, don't go for anything else. Suppose if a line is touching the y-axis, if you see in question a circle is touching the y-axis. Suppose in the question if you see a circle is touching the y-axis or touching the x-axis. If it is touching the x-axis, then 2 square root of g square minus c. This is your length of x-intercept. This is your length of x-intercept. So make this equal to 0. One direct relation you'll get in G and C. Direct relation you'll get in G and C. If you are given that length of x-intercept or line is touching the x-axis, touching the x-axis means x-intercept is equal to 0. So 2 under root of g square minus c will become equal to 0. Directly it can be used, right? Remainder concept. That binomial theorem. Binomial theorem. सर JEE Main फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में कितने आए थे? हाँ ठीक है, ओके, I'll do that. Okay, I have two questions. Right, for example, this question 7 to the power 103. Actually, there is a shortcut for it, but Fermat-Little theorem, FLT, we can use. But FLT, you know, at last moment you should not study. Otherwise, you'll get confused and you'll do wrong. You simply do one thing. Right, 7 to the power 103 is there, for example. You want to divide it from 23. So in the expansion of this, you need to create 23 or 23's multiple. In the expansion of this, first of all, expansion how? So now 103 is a prime number. You cannot do anything about it. So what you'll do, you'll write like this: 7 multiplied with 7 to the power 102, because 102 is not prime. 102 can be factorized. Now here what you'll see, 7 you'll keep out. Now 7 to the power 102. Now here what you'll try to do, you'll try to create a multiple of 23. You know 7 square is 49, but 23 into 2 is 46. 46 and 49 are 3 apart, right? You can go ahead with that also, but try to do more. Now suppose 7 cube is 343. Try to keep as less distance between 23's multiple and 7's power. For example, 23 multiplied with, okay, first 7 cube is 343. right? 7 cube is 343. Now check, is there any multiple of 23 which is near 343? You'll realize that 23 multiplied with 15 is 345. Okay, 23 multiplied with 15. 345 is a multiple of 23 which is near some power of 7. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll write like this. 7 cube, that means 7 cube to the power, how much will remain? 34, right? 34 will remain. Right, so this becomes 7 multiplied with 343 to the power 34. Now this 343 can be written as 345 minus 2 to the power 34. Correct? Now when you'll expand this thing, what will you get? You'll get something like this: 34C0, 345 to the power 34 and minus 2 to the power 0, plus 34C1, 345 to the power 33 and minus 2 to the power 1, plus 34C2, 345 to the power 32 minus 2 to the power 2. It will go like this. Now till the all these, this is a multiple of 23 because 345 is there. This is a multiple of 23 because 345 is there. This is also multiple of 23. So we'll keep getting the multiples of multiples of 23 till this term 343, C343. In this minus 2 to the power 0 will get. Sorry, 345 will get. 343. 34C34. Sorry. Right, last term will be what? 34C34 minus 2 to the power 34. Correct? Because all the other terms will be multiples of 23. This term will not be. So what will you do? You'll just write like this. Instead of writing all the terms will be divisible by 23 except the last term, which is minus 2 to the power 34. Minus 2 to the even power. So it will become 2 to the power 34. So now you just have 7 multiplied with 2 to the power 34. Now you have to check this. And now try to think again. Is there any power of 2 which is near the multiple of 23? Yes, you can think of 2 to the power of 6. Right? 2 to the power of 6 you can think. But 2 to the power 6, how will you create over here? 34 is not a multiple of 2 to the power 6 is 64 and 23 into 2, 23 into 3 is 69. Right? So that way, or any other power. One more thing we can do, 23 multiplied with 11, if we do, it is 253, right? 253. And 2 to the power something is 2 to the power 8 is 256. 2 to the power 8 is 256. Correct? 2 to the power 8 is 256. So now we'll try to create 2 to the power 8 over here. 34 is not the multiple of 8, 32 is. So we'll write like this: 7 multiplied with 2 to the power 2 multiplied with 2 to the power 32. So 7 multiplied with 4 multiplied with 2 to the power 32. Right? And this 2 to the power 32 will write as 2 to the power 8 to the power 4. Right? So 28 will get 28 multiplied with 256 to the power 4. 256 can be written as 253 plus 3 to the power 4. Correct? And we know 253 is a multiple of 23. So all the terms will vanish. Only 3 to the power 4 will remain. Only 3 to the power 4 will remain. Correct? Only 3 to the power 4 will remain. Now you see, 28 multiplied with 3 to the power 4, that means 28 multiplied with 81. Correct? 28 multiplied with 81 divided with 23, directly you will be able to find the remainder. Or you can do one thing, 28 you can write as 23 plus 5 multiplied with 81 you can write as 69 plus 12. Okay, so here all this, the remainder from this is just 12 into 5, which will be 60. 60 will remain as the remainder, and 60 when divided by 23 gives 14 as the remainder. So here 14 will be the correct answer. This particular question came this year, which became very lengthy, right? This is going very lengthy, but if you try solving this one, this can be solved very easily. Think 428 to the power of 2024. 428 to the power of 2024. Right, try this. सर डायरेक्टर सर्कल बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस तो डिस्कस कीजिए. बेटा डायरेक्टर सर्कल पे कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं आएगा, डोंट वरी अबाउट इट. डायरेक्टली डायरेक्टर सर्कल पे क्वेश्चन नहीं आएगा. सर्कल का जो डायरेक्टर सर्कल होता है वो √2 टाइम्स उसका रेडियस होता है. ठीक है, जो अपना पैराबोला का डायरेक्टर सर्कल है वो उसकी डायरेक्ट्रिक्स ही है. ये दो चीजें ध्यान रखो, है ना. उस पे उससे रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. कोई आपको ये नहीं बोलेगा कि डायरेक्टर सर्कल की इक्वेशन बताओ या कुछ, है ना. उसकी चिंता मत करो. लास्ट टाइम पे कोई भी उल्टी सीधी चीज, डोंट स्टडी एनीथिंग रैंडम एट द लास्ट मोमेंट. Okay, thing which you don't understand, don't panic and randomly study things. What you know, brush that up, right? Solve and see questions, just revise. ठीक है, okay. This is how close should the multiple be, sir? How close should the multiple be? But as close as possible, as close as possible, between 2 to 3's range. ठीक है, ये किसने पूछा था? लक्ष्यान. लास्ट मोमेंट पे डोंट टेक एनी टेंशन, डोंट टेक एनी स्ट्रेस. ठीक है, कीप स्टडिंग टिल द टाइम यू कैन स्टडी. स्लीप फॉर 4, 5, 6 hours and go for exam with a positive attitude. There is no point in taking tension. Be strategic, be confident there. Your chances of getting better marks will improve. If you get scared and go to the exam, nothing is going to help you, right? It will even ruin the case. It will make your condition more worse if you keep fearing and keep thinking, keep overthinking. Relax, sleep. You have done well, you have prepared well. Tomorrow just be strategic. Don't randomly waste time on questions which you are not able to solve. Try to attempt as much as possible. Okay, enjoy tomorrow, don't take any stress. 428 to the power 2024, come on, try it. हाँ जी, Heisenberg. फिजिक्स की टेंशन मत ले यार, डोंट वरी. ठीक है, 21 428, कम ऑन. 21 into 20, देखो 21 into 20 is how much? 420, है ना. 420. तो break it like this, 420 plus 8. Let's break it like this, 2024. ठीक है, no worries. 420 plus 8, directly multiple of 21 we are able to make over here, no? So what's the problem? Right, now 420 is a multiple of 21, so what will remain? 8 to the power 2024 will remain, right? Everything will be the multiple, last remainder will be 8 to the power 2024. Getting my point? Now 8 to the power 2024 divided by 21. Now try to break it. 21 into 3 is 63. ठीक है, 21 into 3 is 63 and 8 square is 64. Right, so 8 square to the power 1012. This will become, which will become 64 to the power 1012. This can be written as 63 plus 1 to the power 1012. Here 63 is a multiple of 21, so everything will be divided. Only 1 to the power 1012 will remain, which is equal to 1. So 1 will be the remainder. That's it. How simple. This is also a PYQ. This year's PYQ only, 2025. Last one also. So sometimes it can go to a little more calculation, otherwise it will come very easy. Don't worry about it. ठीक है. Expansion series, guys, have a look once again at all of them. Acha, this question you guys remember, right? A to the power m minus b to the power m will always be divisible by a minus b if m is an odd number. Okay, will always be divisible by a minus b if m is an odd number. ठीक है. No, sorry. No. A to the power m minus b to the power m will always be divisible by a minus b. M, an even or odd number, whatever is m. But a to the power m plus b to the power m is divisible by a plus b only when m is an odd number. These two are different concepts. Okay, these two are different concepts. This will be divisible only if m is an odd number, but a to the power m minus b to the power m will always be divisible by a minus b. Remember this short thing. You'll be able to solve the questions much faster. Chaliye. Now, properties once again. Okay, properties I reminded, right? Properties we did. Director circle of parabola is its directrix. Director circle of circle is the radius of the director circle of circle is root 2 times the radius of the original circle. Only these two you need to remember about director circle. In ellipse and all you don't need to. Don't worry. Now. Achha, one small recall. Right, these things you know, right? T1, T2 equal to -1. If it is a focal chord, if it is given in the question that the chord is a focal chord of parabola, in that case T1, T2 will be equal to -1, right? And yeah, this particular formula, length of focal chord. So length of focal chord, we have two formulas, A multiplied with T1 square plus 1 by T1 square, right? This is one formula. Another very important formula is, suppose your focal chord is making alpha angle with the, suppose your focal chord is this, right? This is your focus and this is your focal chord. This point is AT1 square comma 2AT1 and this is AT2 square comma 2AT2, right? Then the length of focal chord can be given by this formula also, 4 cosec square alpha, 4a cosec square alpha. This is very important. Many times it is used directly. Suppose you are comparing the coefficients and you need two equations for the chord itself. One you'll make, lengths of the chord. One length you'll get from here, one length you'll get from here. Suppose you have the angle but you don't have A, so A you can find. Both give you the length of the focal chord. Okay, so do you remember me, sir? I have an exam on 4th. I'm very no chance. Hi Sri, last chance, so please say some tips for revising very quickly and efficiently. Bache, revise chapter and concept wise. Okay, chapter to chapter and concept wise. Do one thing, the best thing I'll tell you what to do, 2024 PYQs and 2025 PYQs. Do that much, revise from that only. 2025 first attempt and 2024 PYQs. Will you be able to do that much in this time? I think you can be. You can do, right? At least all the high weighted chapters, sequence and series, binomial theorem, applications of derivatives, differential equations, matrices and determinants, vector 3D, and your what is left? Binomial theorem, I said already, kya? Then functions, right? At least these things. Do remember, do revise. We have very less time. Beta, less time also 2024 PYQs and 2025 PYQs. 2024 PYQs, you can watch videos. There are many videos online on YouTube which are solving 2024 questions. So those you can go through, and 2025 you try solving on your own. That much will be enough. That will be good revision. Don't worry, right? Everything will be revised in that particular aspect. Okay, ji. Chalo. Sir, matrices and determinants, system of equations type solutions. By matrices and determinants, wait. Yes, that question is very constant. Every year, this year also, every year we are getting one question of solution of linear equations in determinant form. I'll show you that. Just a minute. Okay, leave it. Right, suppose your equations are 2x plus 3y plus 5 lambda, x minus 2y plus 3, 4 minus 2 mu plus 5. These are the three equations. Okay, this is equal to 0, this is equal to 0, this is equal to 0. Suppose you are finding the condition for infinitely many solutions. So your determinant should be like this. See, I'm telling you a very fast method for doing this. Write determinant like this. Right? Write your determinant like this. 2, 1 and 4. X coefficients, y coefficient 3, minus 2 and minus 2. And mu y aega. Mu y, 2 mu y. Right? This type of equation. Right, minus 2 mu over here, then 5 lambda, 3 and 5 over here. Right, this is your determinant. Right, if you, first of all for infinite solution and no solution only the question will come. Okay, for infinite solution, this determinant should be equal to 0, right? And dx, dy and dz should also be equal to 0. Dx, dy and dz should also be equal to 0. So here what will you get? You'll get something like this: 5z, 2z minus z equal to 5 lambda, let's say, equal to 1 or equal to 2, let's say. Yeah, this is z. Right, now your dx will be the determinant where x coefficients won't be there. Instead of x coefficients you have this, the constant terms: 5 lambda, 1, 2, 3, minus 2 and minus 2 mu, 5, 2 and minus 1. This is your dx. This should also be equal to 0. dy should also be equal to 0. dz should also be equal to 0. dx means except the x coefficients. Instead of x coefficients, I've just replaced with the constant terms. In dy, from this row I'll replace with these terms and x will be same. Except the y coefficients, I'll replace them with these constant terms. That will be dy. So dx, dy and dz will be equal to 0 for infinite solutions. So simply just make dx equal to 0 once. From here you'll get mu. Make dy equal to 0 once. From there you'll get lambda. Okay, and make d equal to 0, whatever you require. From these things only you'll get infinitely many solutions. In case of no solution, your dx and dy are not equal or they are not equal to 0, but your determinant is still equal to 0. No solution questions are very rare, but if in case you get no solution, then you just need to do d equal to 0. For infinitely many solution, your dx, dy and dz should also be equal to 0. dx is nothing but instead of x coefficients in the determinant, I have replaced them with constant terms. dy will be just these coefficients will be removed and these will be added in that column. That's it. Okay, very popular. Every year, every attempt we are getting these questions. Distance between skew lines. Distance between skew lines. Revise this. Revise this 3D concept. Every shift we had one question at least of distance between skew lines. What is this? A2 minus A1 dot B1 cross B2 divided by mod of B1 cross B2. Right? So you'll be given two 3D lines in whatever form, in the straight format, in the Cartesian format or in the normal format. Suppose you have something like this: 3i plus 2j plus 3k plus some k times 2i plus k times I plus j plus k, let's say. This is your line number 1, right? This is your L1, let's say. L2 is something 2i plus j plus k plus this is k1, let's say. This is k2 times minus I minus j minus k. Okay, suppose these two are the lines. So what will you do? A2 minus A1. So A2 is this part, A1 and A2 are these parts. So A2 minus A1, first do A2 minus A1, which will become 3 minus 2, 1 I cap, 2 minus 1, 1 j cap, and 3 minus 1 plus 2k cap. Right, this will be your A2 minus A1. Dot it with the cross product of these two. Cross product of these two. How will you get it? Cross product of these two, that means 1, 1, 1. 1, 1, 1. Sorry. Cross product will be I, j, k and the coefficients 1, 1, 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. This determinant is B1 cross B2 divided by mod of B1 cross B2. Right? Whatever you get here, mod of that will be your mod of B1 cross B2. Take the mod of that, find the magnitude and divide it with it. This is the formula for distance between the skew lines. Very popular. Every exam, every attempt, we are getting these questions. Okay. Last moment also, revise this particular thing. Revise this particular thing. Okay. Linear differential form, exact form. Don't forget, last moment, please revise the linear differential equation. The IF factor, everything, please revise this part. Linear differential and exact forms. All the exact forms. Right? There are 6 exact forms. Please at least go through them at the last moment. Once at the last moment. Go through them once very quickly. Right? In limits, especially the 1 plus fx to the power infinity form. which is nothing but e to the power limit of x tending to 0 f of x multiplied with g of x. This particular 2-3 questions do from this particular aspect, from this particular scenario. Definitely you are going to get one question. Okay, apart from this, the common things in matrices and determinants, orthogonal matrix, don't forget to revise it once. Orthogonal matrix, very popular. Orthogonal matrix, the dot product of columns will be equal to 0, the sum of dot product of the columns will be equal to 0, and the magnitude column wise will be equal to 1. Suppose your matrix is like this: A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3, right? And in this matrix you need to do something. Suppose some relation like this, suppose this is A, and some relation related to A into A transpose is being asked, or some equation related to it. Whenever you see this A into A transpose, simply understand I need to check whether my matrix is orthogonal or not. How will you check? In the orthogonal matrix, A1 dot A2 plus B1 dot B2 plus C1 dot C2, this will be equal to 0. Same for A2, A3, B2, B3, C2, C3. And square root of A1 square plus B1 square plus C1 square will be equal to 1. Similarly, for square root of A2 square plus B2 square plus C2 square and A3 square plus B3 square plus C3 square. This will work for all of them. Okay. Orthogonal matrix, don't forget to revise. Alright. In vectors, triple cross product. In vectors, good questions can come. One specific question which came from A1 cross A2, A1 or A cross B, mod of A cross B whole square. This particular formula, many questions have come this year also. So this is mod A1, mod A2, mod A mod B minus 2 times A dot B whole square. This is the formula, and on this formula the questions are expected to come in the upcoming attempt also. Remember this. Applications of derivatives, no need to revise. Tangents and normal thing, no, that is not in the syllabus, and this year also we didn't get any questions. Okay. Modulus equations, modulus equations, x plus 5 mod minus x square, something like this modulus equation. Mark the critical points and then solve, and check your answer in the domain that you have chosen, right? Practice some modulus equation also last time. Just have a look at some modulus based equations. Many questions this year also have come. In statistics, variance, right? In statistics, variance part you should revise. Variance based questions come a lot. So your variance is nothing but square root of sigma xi square minus sigma xi by n whole square. This is your formula. Sum of squares of all the observations divided by n minus square of the mean, right? Square of the mean minus square of the mean. Sigma xi by n whole square, this square of the mean. This formula is used a lot. In variance, your standard deviation and variance, how do they get affected if you change the values? If you add, no changes are done. If you subtract anything, no changes are done in variance and standard deviation. But if you multiply something, standard deviation will be multiplied by the same factor and variance will be multiplied the square of that particular factor, right? These 2-3 things from statistics also remember, because one question at least you will get from statistics. Okay, I don't want to create pressure or anything. I'm just trying to help you that if anything you're missing to revise at the last moment of time, please do revise that. Okay, please do revise that. Don't forget to revise those things. All right. Limits, standard limits questions are every time there. So standard limits and all these questions, please revise. Don't forget to revise those. सर मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग करनी है, कोई एडवाइस देना। मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग करनी है बेटा तो बहुत अच्छी रैंक लेके आना और बहुत अच्छे कॉलेज से करना। डू इट विद अ वेरी गुड रैंक and very good college. Mechanical engineering from a not so good college ends up in a bad or elongated career. Then you'll have to work more harder in the college itself. So if you are planning to do mechanical engineering, do from IIT and the top IITs. That's recommended. You know, that is one thing which I will definitely recommend. Family of circles and family of lines. Please revise them. All the families, very simple families are there. I can make you revise over here. Any circle which is passing from x1, y1 and x2, y2. Any circle which is passing from 2 points, x1, y1 and x2, y2. How do you write the equation of such a circle? You take these two as diametric endpoints and write the equation x minus x1 multiplied with x minus x2 plus y minus y1 multiplied with y minus y2. Okay, this plus the equation of line joining these 2 points. So that will be y minus y1 minus y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1 multiplied with x minus x1. Okay, this will be the equation of your circle, right? Although very rarely, but this can come. So maybe you need a circle and its equation. They are saying the circle is passing from these 2 points and doing something else. So you write the equation, make the given point satisfy in this equation. Half of the question will already be done, right? Will already be done without any trouble. Chaliye. Hanji, in parabola, 1 by SA plus 1 by SB is equal to 1 by, not that much use, no problem, it's okay. Okay, now I can show you some important questions of limits, continuity and differentiability. Acha, had written sine and cos ulta, yes. Standard limits, greatest integer function. This part is important. You know that sin x of x, sin x by x, standard limit is 1. But greatest integer function of sin x by x is 0. Limit x tending to 0. For greatest integer function of sin x by x, this is 0. Similarly, greatest integer function of tan x by x is equal to 1. This is if in the limit greatest integer function is their favorite, they might add it. So remember, tan of 0 by same 0, you remember it is 1. But if they apply greatest integer in the limit, this will become 1. Because this tan approaches from the right side and sine approaches to 0 from the left side. Okay. And on the entire limit, if they put greatest integer, then it will be same only. Then it will be same only. On the entire limit if they are putting. Okay. These type of questions. Tan of 0 divided by same 0. So if this is already there, divide by it, pi cos square theta and multiply by pi cos square theta. Right? Here also same thing. Sine of 0, 2 pi sine square theta. So divide by the same thing, 2 pi sine square theta and multiply by the same thing, 2 pi sine square theta. So now this, wait, I'll show you in the solution. Now this entire thing is tan of 0 divided by same 0, this is 1, and this thing will also become equal to 1. Sine of 0 divided by same 0. So my 1 by 2 will become your answer. Nothing else. Very easily. Tan of trigonometric limits, very easily they can be solved. Right? Standard limit, ln of 1 plus x, 1 plus 0 divided by same 0 will be equal to 1. Log of 1 plus 0 divided by same 0 will be equal to 1 by ln a. E to the power x minus 1 by x, standard limit is 1. E to the power 0 minus 1 divided by same 0 is equal to 1. A to the power x minus 1 divided by x is ln of a. Limit to it is ln of a. Standard format 1 to the power infinity. 1 to the power infinity means 1 plus f of x to the power g of x, where f of x is tending to 0 and your g of x is tending to infinity. right? So this format is called 1 to the power of infinity. Its direct solution is e to the power limit x tending to a, same limit, f of x multiplied with g of x. Direct answer you can get. Remember this. For example, these type of questions. Now here you don't have the format, so what will you do? You'll create the format. 3x square plus 2 divided by 7x square plus 2. Right? This is not your 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity. So you cannot apply your L'Hopital rule, because this is not infinity by infinity or 0 by 0 format. This is not. This is 0 to the power infinity. In this case, you'll have to do this. Plus 1 and minus 1. Right? So do like this. 1 plus and just minus. So 1 plus how much will become? 3x square minus 7x square minus 4x square plus 2 and minus 2. Plus 2 minus 2 will become 0. We'll get 3x square plus 2 minus 7x square minus 2 divided by 7x square plus 2. Right? So this will become 1 plus 1 minus, in fact 1 minus 4x square divided by 7x square plus 2. Okay, but 1 minus we don't need, so we'll put 1 plus only. Okay, minus 4x square divided by 7x square plus 2. Now you see, this is your 1 to the power infinity, because 1 by x square, 1 by 0, right? This is infinity, gx is infinity, and this is tending to 0, right? Because x is 0, 0 divided by 2, x is tending to your 0 only, x is tending to 0 only. So directly you'll get the solution. Look, this is what we are getting, right? Its direct solution will be e to the power f of x, which is this, multiplied with g of x. F of x is this now. What is your f of x? Minus 4x square divided by 7x square plus 2. This you'll have to multiply it with g of x, which is 1 by x square. Right? This gets cancelled, and your limit will be minus 4 divided by 2, which is e to the power minus 4 divided by 2, which will be nothing but e to the power minus 2. Right? Direct formats. Remember these. Expansion series, I reminded. Right? Have a look at them once again. Sin x has 1. So I remember like this. In Allen, there is no factorial. Right? In Allen, there is no factorial. E to the power x is always positive, so there will be always plus signs. Apart from that, in all of them, there will be plus minus, plus minus. Right? In Allen, there will be no factorial. It will go like this: x minus x square by 2 plus x cube by 3, like this. Sine and cos will work with odd and even. Sine will start with odd, 1, 3, 5, 7, like that. Plus minus, plus minus. Cos will start with 0, 0, 2, 4. Here 0 will become 1. So 1 minus x square by 2 factorial plus x to the power 4 by 4 factorial. This you don't need to remember. Right? This you don't need to remember. Binomial expansion for any index, many times it is used directly. If your x is very small, suppose some limit is tending to infinity and 1 by x is a term which is added with 1 or something like that, right? If x is very small, then this extension will become simply like this, right? For example, in this question we don't have anything such. See, with expansion, how easily we'll be able to solve the limit based questions. With expansion, expand this and you'll be easily able to solve this. Expand it with sin x expansion. So here x is tending to 0. When x is tending to 0, what will this become? 1 plus x square plus 2 sin x. Right? To the power 1 by 2. When x is tending to 0, this will be very small as compared to 1. Right? X square plus 2 sin x, both will be very small. Right? So 1 plus a smaller number, we can simply expand it as 1 plus nx, 1 plus 1 by 2 into x square plus 2 sin x. Right? No need to expand further, because there is no more term than x square in the numerator. Here also it will become 1 plus sine square x minus x. This much will be the expansion. Solve this and cancel the terms with the numerator. Direct solution you will get. Expansion series is very helpful while solving. This to we solved, no? L'Hopital rule. Acha, this is something different. L'Hopital rule only apply when the limit is getting 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity. Do not forget that. check this question out. I'll just be back in a minute. I'll just have some water and come back. Yes. So this type of a question, check at the points where it is mentioned in the options. Right, at 0. For 0 plus, what will this become? 0 plus, that means positive minus something. This will be positive 0 point something. This will become 0. What will this become? Minus of positive number plus 0 point something. Right, minus of 0 point something plus 0. This will also become up. This will open with a negative sign, so positive. So 0 plus, we are getting a different limit. Let's check. If we check the right hand limit for 0 plus, 0 plus we are getting as minus 1. You can see 0 plus will come as minus 1. Right? Correct? Because here this x they replaced with greatest integer x plus fractional x. So here only fractional x will be remain. Mod of fractional x will be positive only. So this will be, your f of 0 plus will become minus 1 and f of 0 minus will come as 0. So left hand limit and right hand limit are not equal. That's why the function is continuous at 1 but not at 0. Function is continuous at x equal to 1 but not at x equal to 0. 0 plus and 0 minus we are getting different, but 1 plus and 1 minus we are getting same. Can you check that? Any problem? Look, 0 plus and 0 minus are different, but 1 plus and 1 minus are same. F of 0 is 0. In fact, f of 0 is 0 and 0 plus is minus 1. But f of 1 plus is your 0 and f of 1 minus is also 0. So continuous at 1. This is how you check. Okay, these type of questions, again, complex looking question, but just check at the critical points. Continuous at x equal to pi by 2, it is given to you. So check the left hand limit and right hand limit, the values of it. Look, pi by 2 minus will come as e to the power lambda, 1 plus mod of cos x. This will be positive in pi by 2 minus, smaller than pi by 2. This will be positive. This, again, pi by 2 plus, this case we are getting limit as e to the power 2 by 3. Because limit will become what? Limit will become 1 plus, here that format will be used, 1 to the power infinity. 1 plus f of x to the power infinity. This function is infinity. At pi by 2, cos is 0. So that's why this will become infinity, and this is your f of x. So direct limit you can provide, e to the power 2 by 3 will come. Right, at pi by 2, and at pi by 2 we are getting the value as mu. If the function is continuous, then left hand limit, right hand limit and the function's value should be equal. All these three will be equal. Direct solution. Very easy questions you are going to get. Basic concept only. You just need to apply. Okay. Chaliye then, anything else? Heisenberg, are you there? If you want me to revise something else, let me know. Analysis of cubic that part again very very important. These type of questions, right? If there is a cubic equation, if f dash x you are getting as a cubic equation or quadratic, this is how you analyze. If your f dash x is a cubic equation, that means you are going to get 3 extreme points, right? And in this case, just plot the f dash x graph and put, take your extreme points equal to whatever is given over here, right? F of 0 for example is becoming your 4, f of -2 is becoming equal to -28, and f of 1 is becoming equal to f1. So analysis of cubic is again an important part from your applications of derivatives. Many questions are asked directly from there. In PNC, distribution of identical objects, very important topic, right? N plus r minus 1 c r minus 1, that particular thing, right? How many solutions will x plus y plus z equal to 10? How many integral solutions are possible for x plus y plus z equal to 10? It will be equal to 10 plus 3 minus 1 c 3 minus 1, right? So 12c2 will be the total number of ways to distribute 10 identical things in 3 people. Same way we have total integral solutions of x plus y plus z equal to 10. Those particular variety of questions and grouping method, right? 7 girls between 2 boys, 3 boys, or those type of questions. Many questions came this year also from that particular category. This type of question I'm talking about, right? This type of question. 5 girls and G1, G2, G5 in class. The number of ways of forming group consisting of 3 boys and 3 girls. Both B1, B2 together should not be the members. So make B1, B2 together as the members. From total subtract these cases. Directly you'll get. Okay? Ranking and all, you must be able to do it. Lines, yes, lines based question. Last year second shift these questions came, right? So points will be given to you, right? How are you supposed to solve? How many triangles are made? So make the triangles first from all the points. 18 points are there. 18c3 will be total number of triangles possible. From this you have to subtract the lined points. So on this line, for example, how many points we have? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So 7c3 will have to subtract. From this line we'll have to subtract 5c3. From this line we have to subtract 6c3. So from total 8c3, subtract the collinear point triangles. That will be your answer. Very simple solution, straight away solutions is there. This first shift we didn't have any question of this, but in the second shift we can have, right? 7 boys 3 girls, make the cases, right? Make the cases in these type of questions. Make the possible cases and you'll always be able to do. How to make the cases? Always start from minimum. What is minimum? Number of girls are minimum in the first group. So you'll have 3 cases in the group 1. How many girls? 1 girl, 2 girl, or 3 girl. Only 3 cases will be there when group 1 has 1 girl, 2 girl and 3 girl. This is how you can easily make the cases. Chaliye. From matrices and determinants I have told. Okay. Chaliye then, I think there are no doubts then. Let's all the best for the exam tomorrow. Give your best tomorrow, right? Do as much as you can, do as much well as you can. Stay confident, don't lose the confidence. Whatever is your preparation, wherever is your preparation, go with full confidence, right? Believe that you are prepared. If you keep thinking that you are not prepared, your environment will work accordingly. So first make yourself believe, yeah, I'm prepared. It's okay, whatever I've prepared, I'll be able to do from that preparation and I'll get good percentile. Okay, ji. All the best then. Take care. Have fun. We'll come up with more sessions for advanced and paper solving soon.